One Zambia, One Nation. Thank you for joining us on ZANIS News. To present the news, my name is Faith Katai, and the one on sign language interpreter is Renard Simukonde. The headlines. President Hakainde Hichilema calls for discipline and professionalism among staff officers. ZRA urges taxpayers to register for smart invoice electronic system. Health authorities call for enhanced health care training. Plus, winter maize cultivation commended. ZANIS News in detail. President Hakainde Hichilema has commissioned 472 Zambia Air Force officers, the largest number ever since independence at the Livingstone Air Force Base. In his address to the newly commissioned officers, the president urged them to remain disciplined and professional as they maintain the country's territorial sovereignty. Kalan Muchima is in Livingstone and filed in this report.
The Commander-in-Chief of the Zambian Defense and Security, President Hakainde Hichilema, inspecting a parade before commissioning 472 Zambia Air Force officer cadets in Livingstone. These are men and women who have undergone intense military training in various specialized fields such as Q attack, map reading, air power and air defense. The President has since commissioned the officers with a call for discipline and commitment in defense of the country's territorial sovereignty.
Thank you, Mr. President. Sir!
One is to make sure that we in this country and elsewhere we retain peace, security and stability. Very important. One anchor. In order to allow us to advance the second anchor, which is economic development for social support, to lift up the living standards of our people. So really, this parade underscores the duty that we have as a people, as a government, to ensure that peace, security, and stability obtains in our country, not just yesterday, today, tomorrow, but the years coming.
The officers have been cautioned against involving themselves in partisan politics and other vices that go against their military etiquette and training.
The Air Force is anchored on professionalism, discipline, hard work, and the willingness to go beyond the call of duty. The expectations of the President, the people of Zambia, and the Air Force are that you serve with integrity, prioritize service before self, and strive for excellence. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. Honestly and faithfully. Preserve, protect and defend the President of the Republic and the people of Zambia.
Defense Minister Ambrose Lufuma says defense wins are now at their best.
And under your exceptional leadership, as a result of your guidance and vision, the Defense Force is plowing back and contributing to the good of the nation in more diverse ways, such as contributing to our nation's food security by expanding their agricultural capabilities.
This is the largest military recruitment since independence, and the officers have been recruited from all the 10 provinces of Zambia. President Hichilema, in his capacity as Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, has since directed that security wings incorporate courses of national unity in their training. The pass-out parade was synchronized by various air drone formations such as the Blue Formation, the Superior Tiger Formation, Strike Formation, and Crystal Formation. Kalan Muchima, reporting for ZANIS in Livingstone.
Also in the news, government says it is committed to supporting arts development through the facilitation of the construction of the infrastructure such as proposed National Arts Center, which will be a huge contribution to art development in the country. Minister of Youth, Sport and Arts, Elvis Nkandu, says his ministry has been working in collaboration with the University of Zambia to establish the National Arts Center at the university. The minister said this when he officiated at the launch of the 2024 World Poetry and Theatre Day at the university main campus in Lusaka. Muna has the following in this report.
The University of Zambia, in partnership with the Ministry of Youth, Sport and Arts and UNESCO, has launched the 2024 World Poetry and World Theatre Day at the University of Zambia main campus in Lusaka. This year's World Poetry Day is commemorated under the theme, Standing on the Shoulders of Giants, while that of the World Theatre Day is Theatre, a Culture of Peace. Minister of Youth, Sports and Art Elvis Nkandu officiated at the event.
My guest's participation in the commemoration of the 2 World Days at the University of Zambia indeed signifies the importance that the new dawn government of President Hakainde attaches to the promotion and development of the arts, in particular poetry and theatre, which make up some of the world's most important forms of artistic expression. I would like to congratulate the University of Zambia for consistently hosting the commemoration of these 2 important days and promoting the arts sector in our country. It is also worth noting that the Ministry of Youth, Sport and Arts has been working in collaboration with the University of Zambia to establish the National Arts Center at this university. I would like to express the government's deepest gratitude to the university for ensuring that a piece of land is allocated for the construction of the National Arts Center.
The University of Zambia Deputy Vice-Chancellor for Academics, Professor Boniface Namangala, thanked government for recognizing the importance of arts in the country.
Apart from the contributing to national development, the art can also foster national unity and unity among nations. Very important. Ladies and gentlemen, as we commemorate the World Day of Poetry and the World Day of Theatre, we should bear in mind the fact that this year we are also commemorating 6 years of Zambia's independence. During these 6 decades, the nation has made great strides in promoting the arts in their various manifestations and genres, that is, dance, music, film, and indeed poetry and theatre. The university has since
Meanwhile, United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization UNESCO, Senior Programs Officer for Culture, Dr. Samson Kantini, interpreted the 2 themes. Muna Chwende for ZANIS in Lusaka.
The theme for this year.
In another development, Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Gary Nkombo, says government is committed to devolving functions and resources from central government to districts and sub-district levels in order to enhance public service delivery and community participation in local government. Mr. Nkombo says great strides have been made towards devolution and enhancing service delivery at the local level, as witnessed from the impact of the enhanced Constituency Development Fund in communities across the country. He adds that a key intervention in this regard has been the orientation of chief executive officers in local authorities in output-based budgeting, monitoring and evaluation, as well as leadership and management. The minister was speaking today in Lusaka during the official opening of a 2-day symposium for the Society of Local Authority Chief Executives, SOLAS, held under the theme Embracing Devolution for Economic Expansion, Job Creation and Social Support. And SOLAS President George Mlenga said the team is proud to support government's decentralization policy, which has devolved functions and transferred resources to the districts across the country.
The government, under the leadership of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde is committed to devolving functions and resources from central government to district and also sub-district levels. This is to enhance the access to public services, participation of communities at local development level. Distinguished friends, great strides have been taken towards the devolution and enhancing service delivery at the local level, as witnessed from the impact of the enhanced Constituency Development Fund, CDF. Therefore, it goes without saying that you have a huge responsibility on your shoulders as the implementers of these programs that are meant to satisfy the interests and aspirations of the people who we serve. Some of us who are here by way of an election, some of you who are here as the trustees of those who were given the mandate to run the aspirations and interests of the commonmost Zambian person. It is your duty, it is your responsibility that the government pronouncements, the government policy direction is targeted at fulfilling the human needs of our people.
So, we appreciate and feel proud to support government's decentralization policy, which has devolved functions and transfer resources to the districts across the country. Our members are part of teams often called upon to be part of the core managing process of these resources that are going to the districts. And we want to assure you that our membership is able to manage the process of devolution and the resources dispensed to the districts with integrity and accountability. Now we are motivated to receive increased responsibilities and accountabilities. We look forward to remuneration of members commensurate to increased responsibilities and accountabilities that have been placed on them.
In other news, the Zambia Revenue Authority, ZRA, has urged the public and all value-added tax VAT taxpayers to register for Smart Invoice Electronic Billing System. ZRA South Region Director Alice Hamugale says effective July 1st, 2024, it will be mandatory for the business community, including registered VAT taxpayers, to use the Smart Invoice Electronic Billing System. Ms. Hamukale indicated that the decision follows the enactment of the Value Added Tax Amendment Number 27 of 2023 and the gazetting of the Value Added Tax Electronic Invoicing System Regulation Statutory Instrument Number 58 of 2023. She said the Smart Invoice System is an electronic billing system designed to manage all invoices and inventory data which will be transmitted to the ZRA by taxpayers. ZANIS reports that Ms. Hamukale was speaking during a stakeholders engagement meeting in Chipata district of Eastern Province.
My call to everybody here is, let us run with the government agenda. The pronouncement was made by the Honorable Minister of Finance that the government is introducing a new system of invoicing. We have heard today that come 1st July, every taxpayer that is registered for the VAT has to use the Smart Invoice System. Let us tell the next person and the next person after that demand a receipt. Let us be ambassadors of change. This change has to start with us. If we want to see the Zambia that we want to see, it has to start with you, it has to start with me. Let us demand a receipt.
Many are the times when there are a lot of changes going on, many pronouncements, maybe even from the government. We are rarely engaged as business community. At times, of course, maybe for yourselves as technocrats, when changes happen, you quickly grasp. For us as business people, it's not like that. We need such moments for us to understand.
In health news, health authorities in Eastern Province are calling on training institutions in the field to enhance their incorporation of customer care in health courses. Provincial Health Director Matthew Zingambi says learning customer care at pre-service level is critical to ensuring that professionalism is upheld by staff in the course of healthcare provision. More in the following report.
Members of the public have shared different experiences when seeking services in public health institutions, and working to ensure these experiences do not add to the pains of those seeking care. Government has extended the introduction of customer care services in health facilities to Eastern Province. The orientation of staff in Chipata District was done at the district health offices, where the provincial health director was represented.
The introduction, ladies and gentlemen, of customer care services in our health facilities in the province marks a new chapter in our journey towards patient-centered healthcare and improved healthcare services. We are confident that the initiative will foster a culture of compassion, empathy, and the excellence in our healthcare facilities. Under this program, certain individuals within the healthcare system shall be recognized and appointed, as customer care focal point persons with a proven record of empathy, friendliness in their execution of their duties. To ensure the success of the initiative, will provide comprehensive training to the selected individuals.
Dr. Mbinga also shared some expectations.
We just need to up our game on operators and ensure that we serve our patients as human beings. I always tell my people that, you see, when they look at a patient, no matter how they appear, whether they appear small, they appear big, they appear well-to-do or not, really there's no difference between you and them. Whether they're educated, they can't speak English or they can. There's no difference. We are all human beings with the same equal value.
As part of this orientation meeting, officials from the ministry headquarters shared a presentation of which the idea of the initiative was appreciated by the health personnel.
We will continue to employ trust and confidence in our community by ensuring that our healthcare personnel is briefed on what we have learned here today. Of course, we would be more happy if the training package comes so that we train our healthcare personnel up to the watchman. Remember that positive experience starts when the person enters the premises.
Abigail Kashweka reporting in Chipata.
Meanwhile, in Western Province, the people of Chatwika area in Mangango constituency in Kaoma district of Western Province have expressed joy and gratitude after witnessing the handover of the first ever health facility, staff house and water reticulation system in their community. The facility is worth 1.2 million kwacha, constructed using the 2022 Constituency Development Fund, aimed to provide the people in the area with access to quality healthcare services. During the handover ceremony, District Commissioner Kashina Sheva emphasized the government's commitment to providing accessible and quality healthcare services to the community. Mangango Constituency Member of Parliament Luhamba Mwene echoed the government's dedication to delivering its promises and ensuring quality healthcare services for all. On our agriculture segment, a Chilanga-based farmer has praised President Hakainde Hichilema for promoting the cultivation of winter maize in the wake of poor rainfall. Lakson Makosa reports that Cosmas Mono says he has benefited more from the sales of winter maize compared to rain-fed maize.
President Hakainde Hichilema's call for farmers to venture into the growing of winter maize is receiving attention from the farming community. Cosmas Mono, a smallholder farmer, has responded to President Hichilema's call by planting more than 10 hectares of maize. Mr. Mono is pleased with the returns he has made from the sale of winter maize.
In terms of profit, the winter maize is more profitable in that way. Winter maize compared to seasonal planting of maize is more profitable with a quick return because you do not have, there's a high demand for fresh maize on the market, and the the cycling period where from planting to harvest is shorter other than when you start waiting for the maize to dry. So we are able to do more fields.
He has also encouraged farmers to adopt conservation farming as it is not labor intensive.
More beneficial in terms of maintaining nutrients in the field, and then you have compared to other kinds of farming, you have more yield. You have got higher yields, and you spend less in terms of labor.
And Zambezi Seed Corporate Affairs Manager Ivan Singoma has urged farmers to fully seize the opportunity of the high demand of green maize on the market.
We encourage on every Zambian that is sitting on land that is underutilized to venture into winter maize production. And now if every one of us begin to produce, it means that we are going to overwhelm the market. Eventually, there will be literally no hunger. People will be able to access these commodities.
Winter maize is proving to be more lucrative compared to rain-fed maize. For ZANIS, I'm Lakson Makodza.
In Northern Province, government has expressed satisfaction with the good harvest that farmers in Lunte District have produced during the 2023-2024 farming season. District Commissioner Joseph Chilando has assured that the district has produced enough food. Mr. Chilando has remained confident that the area will not experience any issues of hunger at the household level. He attributes the good crop production to the favorable rainfall pattern the area recorded during the last farming season. The district commissioner said this when he officiated at the Mulenga Mapesa camp show in Lunte, and district agricultural coordinator Gloria Musaba said the department has so far held 15 camp shows out of the 23. Ms. Musaba says the shows are done to gauge the performance of the farmers' harvest. Kunda Kauke, who represented Banja Multi-Purpose Cooperative, which scooped the first overall cooperative, said this year's theme, creating a competitive future, remains the groups of how they can use their farm produce to positively contribute to food security. We take a break. When we come back, more stories. Stay tuned.
How I Made It is a program that delves into the many success stories of different people from all walks of life. Watch How I Made It on ZANIS TV every Thursday at 18:30 hours on the Topstar channel, channel 6 DTT and channel 458 DTH.
The Issue is a program that looks at topical issues happening in the country. Watch The Issue every Friday at 19:30 hours, only on ZANIS TV, channel 6 DTT and channel 458 DTH on Topstar. Don't miss.
Zambia Today is a program that keeps you informed on various government policies and programs. Join us every Tuesday at 18 hours on ZANIS TV, Topstar platform, channel 6 DTT and 458 DTH. Don't miss.
Welcome back. You are watching ZANIS News, and this time around we take you to Central Province, where Chief Mumba of the Kaonde people in Mumbwa district has called on the youths in this chiefdom to venture into agriculture as opposed to waiting for white-collar jobs while they wallow in poverty. The traditional leader said this during a tomato and onion field day at Chisunku, farm owned by Mumbwa youth Clarence Chisunku. Details in this report.
Field days are important events for exchanging agricultural ideas and concepts. A tomato and onion field day has been hosted by a Mumbwa youth, Clarence Chisuku, with emphasis on best practices. Chief Mumba of the Kaonde people attended the occasion.
Our government has done a lot to provide a conducive environment for youths. We have got loans that are being given to the youth who, with the knowledge that you can acquire from a person like Chisuku, they will also be able to do something for themselves and their families. Matters of employment have become a bit difficult nowadays. We've got so many people that are still not in employment. and we can't wait for government to employ everyone.
Mumbwa Town Council Chairperson Charlie Masumo now shares a word of encouragement to the young people.
All the youth, please, let us learn from him. Let us learn from others who are doing this. You see, by planting tomatoes, you can have a lot of money. You can raise a lot of money, which you can feed you, which you can actually employ some other youths.
The host farmer, Clarence Chisuku, now outlines the guidelines on tomato growing and business.
So if this week I get 450, next week 450, 450, 450, just within a month, I'll be able to get back, the money I've invested in. And so far, after going through, the expenses I've incurred so far from the time we started plowing, land preparation, for workers and so on, we've just used about 600,000 kwacha.
Krugas Yankuru, ZANIS, Mumbwa.
Now, government through the Zambia Mining Action, ZMAC, has continued to equip citizens with knowledge and information on the dangers of landmines and explosive remnants of war in an effort to ensure safety in hotspots areas. ZMAC has therefore undertaken mine risk education in Petauke district of Eastern Province, being one of the hotspot areas of explosive ordnance contamination. Wupesendwe has more in the following report.
During a period of liberation struggle in southern Africa, neighboring countries used Zambia as a safe haven, and as such, freedom fighter camps were either abandoned or destroyed and explosive ordnances left behind, leaving some border areas contaminated. It is against this background that the Zambia Mining Action Center, ZMAC, is in Petauke district to share information on the dangers of landmines and explosive remnants of war.
The Petauke district in Eastern Province is one of the areas that is known or suspected as areas that are known or suspected to have explosive remnants of war and landmines. Now, the importance of mine risk education is that it demystifies some of the myths and misconceptions when it comes to landmines and explosive remnants of war.
ZMAC explains the importance of training focal point persons as part of the mine risk education.
So we're here at Petauke District Resource Center to undertake a training of trainers seminar on mine risk education for teachers. These are teachers that teach children from grade 5 to 7. Now, this seminar is basically focused on educating the teachers who now in turn will teach the learners on the dangers of landmines and explosive remnants of war.
The knowledge is very important because where we are located, especially our schools which are in border areas, we are prone to these dangers of explosive because we might face different accidents or injuries or even deaths because we are in areas where we find these explosives.
Speaking when a team from ZMAC paid a courtesy call on the District Commissioner's office, the Petauke District Administration stressed the importance of information dissemination.
Makes us comfortable as a district that government is doing its part in ensuring that our people are safe. Safe but also comfortable that wherever they are resident, especially along the border lines, the land is safe for habitation.
Eastern, Western, Northwestern, Lusaka and parts of Luapula and Copperbelt provinces house a number of border districts that are known to be contaminated due to a history of landmines and explosive remnants of war. Vupets and the ZANIS in Petauke, Eastern Province.
Still on ZANIS News, the Rural Electrification Authority REA has signed memoranda of understanding MOUs with 65 local councils to accelerate rural electrification across Zambia, bringing the total number of MOUs signed to 52. Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Gary Nkombo, witnessed the signing ceremony and emphasized government's commitment to equitable development through the provision of electricity to all parts of the country, especially in rural areas. Mr. Nkombo said it is unacceptable that only 8% of the country is electrified. The minister stated that each of the 152 constituencies has committed 1 million kwacha from their constituency development fund towards rural electrification projects, bringing the total amount available to 152 million kwacha. Speaking earlier, RIA Executive Officer Linus Chanda disclosed that the authority has identified 286 electrification project sites, with 62 already assessed for feasibility.
From the Constituency Development Fund, we must, as much as possible, allow our people to also enjoy electricity, to switch a bulb on. And inadvertently, I think it is also true that to a great extent, because many people come to town where there is squalor for the purposes of just lighting, kuyashama light. So even the rural-urban drift, by this giant leap that we as an administration has taken, is going to create opportunities where it will no longer be very attractive to come and live in Lusaka, to come and leave Shangombo, for instance, or to leave Magoe, my place of birth, to run to Lusaka, because there in Lusaka life is pretty much easy, because if you have electricity, you can power up a borehole and you can have running water inside your house with a flush toilet. Today, this equity is being transferred to the rural areas of our country, because as a government, we give unfettered recognition of the fact that even the people in the rural areas are as much people as we are in the cities.
Government believes that aligning electrification plans by RIA and those of constituencies does not only result in accelerated development, but also results in prudent utilization of resources. That is why today is yet another special day for the rural electrification. Today we are signing an additional 65 memoranda of understanding to bring a cumulative number of MOUs signed with various constituencies through their local authorities to 152 against a target of 156. They are a testimony that government is fulfilling its promise to accelerate access to electricity so as to attain equitable development. They are a testimony of RIA's unwavering commitment to transforming the lives of Zambians residing in the remotest parts of our country and have no access to electricity.
We continue with the news. Over 2 million kwacha from the 2024 Constituency Development Fund, Youth, Women and Community Empowerment Grants has been distributed to 84 cooperatives and clubs in Zambezi West constituency in Zambezi District. Zambezi West Member of Parliament, Fumango Musumali, has emphasized the government's commitment to providing sustainable livelihoods for all Zambians by empowering communities with financial resources. Chileshe Kafeshi now reports.
84 youths and women have been the recipient of 2.3 million kwacha in grants through the Constituency Development Fund in Zambezi West constituency. Speaking during the official handover of the check to the community, Zambezi West Member of Parliament Vumango Musomari praised the government for equitably distributing resources among the citizens.
This is the direction of government. They want all the citizens to benefit from the national credit. We have ours here in Zambezi West, amounts of 2,328,308 kwacha, 79 ngwe, which your able government, through your president, hardworking president, President Hakainde Hichilema, is giving you.
Meanwhile, both Zambezi District Commissioner Simeon Machai and Zambezi Town Council Chairperson George Njolomba cautioned the recipient of the grants to use the funds prudently.
These monies are coming to better our lives. Put them into good use. It's going to help a lot of you people. Don't divert. When you are given the money, you start going in town, into shopping, into doing unnecessary things. Please.
This money is a seed money which is supposed to donate. You should not share this money, but use it wisely.
The beneficiaries expressed their gratitude to the government for this generous gesture.
I'm here to thank the Republican President and the Member of Parliament. Thank you, our President, for the work you are doing for us. And thank you, our Honorable Mango, for giving us this grant.
We are very, very happy for us to receive the checks today. And we are very happy with the government of New Dawn to give us these grants.
Chilesha Kafesh reporting for ZANIS in Zambezi District, Northwestern Province.
In Kapirimposhi, Member of Parliament Stanley Kakubo has expressed concern over reports of misapplication of loans and grants accessed under the Constituency Development Fund among some beneficiary groups. Speaking when he dispersed over 3.7 million kwacha in CDF grants and loans to 53 cooperatives, clubs and businesses in his constituency, Mr. Kakubo regretted that some beneficiaries are reportedly sharing the money and using it on personal activities. Here's a report.
These are beneficiaries of the empowerment funds under the 2024 Constituency Development Fund in Kapirimposhi district. Over 3.7 million kwacha has been disbursed in form of loans and grants to over 40 cooperatives and businesses to support their various income-generating activities.
This process of giving out loans and grants is not ending today. It will continue for as long as we give the chance to our current government to continue giving us this money. It will be there.
Kapirimposhi Constituency Member of Parliament Stanley Kakubo now wants these funds applied as intended, especially after reports of funds misuse among some beneficiaries from the previous funding cycle. Beneficiaries are excited about their business prospects.
As a cooperative, we decided we make fish farming, and we had difficulties. We didn't know where to find such an amount of money.
So impia batupela twakwata kwa kanono ifufine unga twakongola twabonfya yafika nshita ya kubwesha twabwesha so nshita twakachule.
Carlos Fundazanis, Kapirimposhi.
Works on the rehabilitation of 5 structures at Chizongwe Technical Secondary School that were blown off last year by the heavy storm have advanced. School head teacher Ronald Mugara says government through the Ministry of Education has released 7,000 kwacha for the rehabilitation of the structures. Lubasi Mutafela filed in this report.
Chizongwe Technical School is one of the oldest learning institutions in Chipata district of Eastern Province. However, this school last year suffered a setback after its infrastructure was damaged by a hailstorm, which also blew off the roof of 4 structures. But now government has supported the institution with 700,000 kwacha to work on the structures whose works has now advanced. Here, management has appreciated the support.
The government came to our aid and gave the school a total amount of 700,000 to renovate such structures. And I can proudly indicate before you that the school project implementation committee has done its level best, and we are almost done. We are at 99.
As this is not all, teachers here have also received their long outstanding responsibility allowance, much to their surprise.
And I can proudly indicate that all the 14 teachers, because responsibility allowance is only given to those that are teaching, senior classes, it's conditional in nature. So the 14 members of staff, the teachers who are not getting responsibility allowance, they have gotten that. Not only for a month.
Martha Banda is among the teachers that has received the allowance.
Thank you to the PEO who is working tirelessly to make sure that the teachers are getting responsibility allowance. We are indeed grateful and we ask him to continue working on behalf of the teachers and representing us.
That in itself has been very motivating to know that your senior boss is concerned about your plight. That in itself gives us a lot of comfort. We wish that going forward this will continue.
And we are grateful. That is a very good motivation, because through that we expect even a ripple effect towards academic performance. And to the union leaders, they should not just talk about responsibility allowance, they should go on and also look at other allowances.
Lubas Mtafela, ZANIS, Chipata District, Eastern Province.
In tourism news, 6 years after holding the Northern Province Tourism and Investment Expo, an investor has constructed the Chishimba Falls Resort in Kasama District. The resort is expected to boost traffic flow to the Chishimba Heritage Site in the district. We have more in the following report.
Chishimba Waterfalls, which is located about 35 kilometers from Kasama town, is a magnificent heritage site on the Luombe River. The heritage site has 3 successive waterfalls, namely the Mtumuna Falls, Kaela Rapids and the main Chishimba Waterfall, which has a drop of 30 meters to the gorge. The Chishimba Falls heritage site is second to the Victoria Falls in terms of visitations, as the site manager explains.
This site comprises of 3 waterfalls or 3 tourist spots. The first one in the northern part, it's called Mutumuna. Mutumuna, at its highest peak, it has a total drop of about 30 meters, and then the curtain of it spans within 75 to 80 meters wide. And then in the middle of the site, we have got what we refer to as the Kaela Rapids, and then at the far end, that's where we have now the main Chishimba Falls, from which the whole site derives its name.
To further boost traffic to the falls, a resort has been built that offers accommodation, conference facilities, a restaurant and a bar for people visiting the site.
We have accommodation, we've got 8 rooms, and in our rooms we've got air conditioned, fridges and television as well. We've got a bar, a restaurant and a conference hall.
Kambole Skate is the regional tourism coordinator for Northern and Muchinga provinces.
This waterfalls, Chishimba Falls, does not run dry. It's throughout the year. Water flows throughout the year. So this is the prime falls for the northern region, in the northern circuit, apart from the Kalambo Falls that we have. So Chishimba Falls is #1 in terms of patronage.
Helen Boalia reporting for ZANIS in Kasama, Northern Province.
Lastly, on our news, the scheduled public hearing by the Parliamentary Committee on Delegated Legislation for Statutory Instruments 48, 49 and 50 of 2023 today failed to take off due to the low turnout of the targeted stakeholders. Parliamentary Committee on Delegated Legislation Chairperson Remember Mtale ruled on behalf of the committee that the meeting be rescheduled to 10th June 2024 in order to accommodate some key stakeholders who will benefit greatly from the engagement. Mr. Mtale, who is also Chitambo Member of Parliament, explained that the SIS in question affects most vulnerable group of employees and that the committee felt it was important for them to attend the meeting and be given a chance to express themselves. He stated that reports have been received on the failure by most employers to implement the new minimum wages and conditions of service. Hence, the committee wants to hear from the affected citizens for the attention and action of Parliament.
We feel dissatisfied that we should be here to be exchanging notes among ourselves when the law that we are looking at affects the poorest people in this country. I know the federations which are here are covered by statutory instrument number 48, but really our main issue of coming here was for statutory instrument number 49 and 50, because we've received so many complaints from our domestic workers and our shop workers. So it is in this quest that we asked for permission from the Right Honorable Madam Speaker to come and interact with those people in your presence as Minister of Labour. At 10 hours in the morning, expected at that meeting will be members of Parliament you are seeing in front here, yourselves from the ministry, and the same representatives you brought from the federations, but very much obvious, representatives of the maids. We need them here, including the maids themselves who work. Bring them. Then also bring us shop owners who employ these shop workers.
As a ministry, we also want to register our displeasure to the fact that despite extending invitations to people, some of them did not come. Of course, we have further been guided that it will be even important to have the actual maids and shop workers. So we'll do our very best to ensure that we write to the employers to release these affected workers so that the parliamentarians can hear. After all, for us as government, this is very important because it will help. I mean, we have been in the field doing the implementation of the minimum wage during our inspections. And I want to state that as a ministry, of course, we did invite the United Federation of Employers in Zambia. We did invite Zambia Congress of Trade Unions. We did invite Federation of Free Trade Unions in Zambia. We did also invite Zambia Federation of Employers. We also extended the invitation to the Domestic Workers Union of Zambia, who of course came but came late. The Zambia Manufacturers Union and Allied Workers, these are for the general order. The National Union of Commercial and Industrial Workers, these are for the shop workers. And of course, you may wish to know we had the meeting on Monday, the Tripartite Consultative Labour Council. We made an announcement during that meeting, which is chaired by the minister. We had quite a good number of people who came through. We also made an announcement as a way of reminder. Yeah, so going forward, the committee has directed that we reschedule the meeting. And I want to take this opportunity to appeal, of course, to our dear colleagues to come in numbers, and we'll do our very best ourselves to write again, especially, like I said, to the employers themselves, to release this. It's a very important assignment for Parliament, so that they hear for themselves and they see how best us as the executive can actually improve.
That item concludes ZANIS News, but before we go, we take a look at the stories that made headlines. President Hakainde Hichilema calls for discipline and professionalism among staff officers. ZRA urges taxpayers to register for smart invoice electronic system. Health authorities call for enhanced health care training. Plus, winter maize cultivation commended. That is all we packaged for you on ZANIS News. This has been Faith Katai on behalf of the entire ZANIS production team, and the one who's on sign language interpreter is Renard Semukonda. Thank you for watching.